Hello all. Today I'm going to be showing you a step-by-step approach on how you can uh, crack or get the password for WPA WPA2 encrypted router. Um, as many of you know, WEP encryption standard is very easy to crack. The WPA, on the other hand, is much harder. And so I'm going to show you how you can go about doing this. Now, the first thing we're going to need to do is you're going to need to download some utilities, and there's two main ones that we're going to need. Going to need VMware Player, and we're going to need Backtrack 5. Just so that you know, if you don't already, Backtrack 5 only works with certain wireless chipsets, which is why you're most likely going to have to buy a USB adapter that has the correct chipset to work with Backtrack 5. So if you don't have that already, you could go to my site and check out cards or cards that are compatible with Backtrack 5. But the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to need to get VMware Player. There's two ways to run Backtrack 5. One is to burn it to a disk, and one is to run it in VMware Player. And running in VMware Player is much more easier for me and much more useful. So that's the way I'm going to go about doing it. So you'd have to go to this address and download VMware Player. You do have to register uh, before you could download it, but it's no big deal. It's free to download. You can just make up some name if you want. Just make sure the email address is correct, because you got to verify it through the email address, and then download VMware Player. And then you're going to want to go to Backtrack to this address and to Downloads, and you're going to want to download. You can register if you want, but you don't have to here. You can just click the download button also. And you can select the version, and I'm going to select R1 because they don't have an R2 VMware version out. So I'm going to choose Backtrack 5 R1, GNOME, 32-bit, the VMware. If you want to burn it to a disk, you would choose ISO, but we're going to be doing a VMware, so I'm going to choose VMware, and direct or torrent. So that's however you want. You could just choose direct and just click download. And this is a really big file, so depending on your internet connection, if you've got a cable modem, it might take you an hour, hour and a half, but so on. Really big files. And once you get done downloading them, I've already done that, and I got them here on the desktop. So I got VMware Player here, and I got Backtrack 5 right here. Now, VMware Player, once you get done downloading it, just go ahead and double click on it and install it. Just follow the default instructions. You'll have to restart your computer and come back. And when you get done downloading the Backtrack 5 like this, it's going to be inside of a zip file, so it's going to have to be extracted, and it is a huge file, so it does take some time. I'm going to go ahead and right click on this and start to extract it right now. And not a humongous amount of time, but it is going to take a little bit, so it'll take a few minutes here. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and be right back as soon as it's reached 100%. Okay, the program got done unzipping, and so it's right here. It's got all these files inside of it right here. Just leave them alone, don't touch them, and just be aware where they're at. And close out of that, and we're going to go ahead and start. VMware should already be installed, how to restart your computer and everything. I'm not going to walk through that because that's just straightforward. So I'm going to go ahead and start up VMware Player. And we're going to go File, Open a Virtual Machine. And we're going to tell it where it's at. Now I say mine on the desktop, under Backtrack 5. It's that folder that we unzipped. And all those files won't show up now because it's got the .vmx extension down here. So it's only the one's going to show up. So you're just going to click on it. And right down here where it says Play Virtual Machine, we're just going to click on that. And if you see this, just say I copied it. Tells you right there even. It's going to see all my USB connections. I'm I go ahead and connect my USB to wireless adapter. And the first time you set it up, it's going to want to check its little space that it has. Doesn't take very long. Okay, now we're up to the login point. So the login is root, and the password is Tor. It's root backwards, so TOOR. And we're going to do a start X to start the graphical user interface. Okay, we're going to want to start 2 terminal windows. And we're going to want to do an airmon ng command to see if my interface is hooked up. Okay, and my interface came up. It's the Realtek 8187. It's on WLAN 0. So we're going to use airmon ng, and we're going to do start WLAN 0. Okay, now it came up. It's enabled on mon 0. If it says mon 1 or mon 2 for you, that's fine. Just type that in. And we're going to use arrow dump command. And we're going to do it on mon 0. Now, I'm going to choose out this one, or the D-Link one, right here, because it's mine, so it won't matter if I use it. And so here in the top window, I'm going to Control-C, stop. And now we're going to want to get around to Reaver. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to want to do an update first. So we're going to do apt, and then get apt-get, and just do an update. Just a good idea. Really quick. I'll put a thing on my webpage and try to do this all in a written way too, in case somebody wants to slow down and read it. And I'll try to put all the commands below this video also. Okay, now we're going to want to do an apt-get again, and this time we're going to want to install Reaver. So that's apt-get install Reaver. It's got the little negative bar in between there, between apt and get. Okay, we got that, so we're going to say Reaver -I, and I'm on mon 0, so I'm going to put mine on mon 0. Yours probably will be too, but whatever it is. -B, and we're going to want the BSS ID. So this is the D-Link one. This is mine. So you see the BSS IDs up here. So I'm going to copy this, copy, and paste it right there. And we're going to go negative Victor Victor VV and hit enter. And there it goes. Now it's going to start running through its thing, so you're just going to have to let this run. Now it could take anywhere from 2 to 10 hours. I've seen it take like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. And so we're just going to have to let it run. I tried it on different routers. I have like 4 or 5 routers around here. I put passwords on and try on. And so far, this method has worked really well with about 80% of the routers that I've tried to do. I've done a Linksys one and some other ones. The only one it didn't work on was one that I have DDWRT on. Basically, it's using a thing called WPS to go around the encryption. and to get it. So as long as the router's got a thing called WPS on it, it will crack it. But at this point, you just got to let it run and come back. At the end of this video, since I'm not going to be able to sit here forever, I'll put a thing when it does finally crack it, and I'll put that up. And as you can see, I've let it run. This one took a little longer than the other ones. This one took 7 hours, almost 7 hours, and it came up with the pin and the 20 key password that I put in there is right there. Usually this would take, with the dictionary, I mean, it would be almost impossible. I mean, it would take forever to be able to crack something like that. So it's really amazing what Reaver can do. So as you can see, Reaver really is quite a handy little tool.